Hi, I'm Cathy. I am a youth worker, facilitator, project designer, manager, human rights activist. I'm from Greece originally, but in the last 10 years I've been working all over Europe with different organizations and cooperation, and currently I'm based in Latvia. 7 years ago I founded my own Active Rainbow platform, a youth initiative to promote visibility and mobility opportunities for specifically LGBTQI plus young people. Working with LGBTQI plus young people, it requires the ability to be able to create safe spaces, the ability to be able to offer a space for young people who are LGBT, so that they can feel that they're in an inclusive environment where they can feel seen, accepted, and valued, and also that people are actually listening to them. That's a very important aspect when working with those young people. In my good practices, what I'm doing when I want to build a relationship with young people, first is create rapport with them. So how to connect with them and observe actually their body posture, and observe by listening also to their language and how they're communicating, what kind of words they are using to express their emotions and their feelings. This is because of all my trainership and work with coaching and mentoring tools and all kind of tools for personal development that they have helped me to build my competencies and my capacity to work with them. And myself being an LGBT person, it makes it easier to connect after creating the first rapport with asking simple questions of getting to understand what are the interests of the person. So simple question could be, so what are you what are your hobbies, perhaps? What do you like? So that's my way of connecting with them first, with things that they are more universal. So that's like one of the on-the-spot practices. Then in terms of what other activities, usually when we are doing the local or digital youth work, we have online or offline activities, and those can be also like in workshop or leisure activities, like organizing events for watching movies or other things. There it's also a lot about offering the space and communicating what are not only the needs of participants to feel safe, but also what and understanding what they themselves enjoy and need from me as a youth worker, as a mentor to them. Mostly in terms of activities, one of our objectives is to promote the initiatives of young people. Thus, when building rapport after having the first communication with them and like the first connecting with one another, it's also understanding, okay, what they would like to do, how they would like to get involved in the organization, how they would like to get involved with their other peers, what they would like to offer to themselves and to their peers, because this is an important step. We work a lot in the sense of supporting young people to support other young people, so like this peer learning approach. So in this sense, building relationships with them that they can be lasting, and they can always come back to us in the sense that they can feel at home, or even better than at their own home, because LGBT people, it's a lot of abused families and so on. And then other practical things that we do to support that they can do activities, and that we can have this relationship of us being a support system for them, and them doing what they want, is also creating a Facebook group where all our volunteers in the community is there. It's also creating a Telegram chat, which is like using digital youth work applications which are very applicable for the youngsters, so then we can communicate in a fast and more effective way with them.
My name is Olli. and I'm working as a youth leader in Youth Center Monde in Rovaniemi, Finland. And the youth which I'm working with, they are mostly over 16 years old. And the place where I'm working is like a gaming house. It's a place where there's computers to be used for the youngsters. So a lot of activities are about digital gaming or tabletop gaming, any kind of gaming basically, and digitality, social media. We are doing movies and podcasts and so on. So many kind of digital activities in the youth work. I think the basic guideline is the same, no matter that which is the environment where you are working with the youngsters. It's the most important thing that you work with the youngsters quite a lot. Like it's not enough if you work with them one day in a week or a few days in a month, something like that. You need to have daily activities. Sometimes you are doing something which is planned really well and organized really well, and sometimes you are just hanging around with the youngsters and talking and so on. But by doing and acting with the youngsters, it gives the opportunity to grow the relationship with the youngsters, and that's the most important, no matter are you online or offline or face-to-face working with the youngsters.
Okay, so I'm Silvia. I'm from Portugal. I'm almost 40 years old. I've been doing youth work for like 15 years. I work in a small village near Águeda, Portugal, and I work with young people from this setting. Okay, so young people that don't contact a lot with diversity. Our way of working is like we actually do a lot of supporting learning in formal learning. So we build relationships from early on. I know kids that are right now 25 and I know them since they are 12 years old. So this part for me is pretty easy because it's something that it goes throughout time. But it's not something like proximity. You have to have like a way of being and doing things. So for me, the essential thing to build a relationship with young people is to understanding where they're coming from. Because I was a young people once, and I remember exactly how it was to feel like, okay, I have my opinion, but people don't listen to me. Why? Because, oh, you're younger. Oh, you need to know better. You don't have experience. So my point of view is like, okay, I listen to you. I respect your opinion. And I may not agree with you, but I'm here to listen. And we can discuss and get better. So I think this respect for their experience, for their ways of thinking and living, it's the best that we can have in youth work. And that's how you build a relationship with them.
Hello everyone, my name is Mikhail. I'm from Novosibirsk region. It's a Siberian part of big Russia, and I'm head of youth division in Ministry of Education in our Novosibirsk region. My position is particularly about youth policy making process, but I'm feel myself and do work as a youth worker too, because for me it's important to stay in a straight connection and be on the ground with young peoples. How I build relationships. Firstly, it's dialogue and straight communication during the projects in which I participate in and which I lead youth projects. Also, it's working in focus groups when we need to check our suggestions, programs, etc. for young people, and also it's reading and reading topics, social media, and topics in different media, which gives us youth perspectives, youth opinions, and which writing about what happens in country, about some social issues, political issues, and youth in these issues. So it's three things which I use for be in relationships and be in connection with young and with agenda for youth people.
Hello, I'm Katarina. I'm from Bosnia and Herzegovina. I work with an Institute for Youth Development, KULT. I have long-term experience with youth work and youth policy field for about 15 plus years, working in Bosnia and Herzegovina with young people and with youth policy makers. As a youth worker, building relationship with young people starts easy, but it's the trick is in continuation. I would say that for youth workers, it's very important that they find a way to approach the young people the way young people wanted to be approached. So we go there where the young people are. So we need to go to the parks, youth centers, go outside, be in the cafe bars, be everywhere where the young people are, be on the social media with young people to actually start the connection. Once you start a connection with young people, then you have to have a continuation in this, and you really have to put a lot of effort, dedicate a lot of time in understanding where the young person is coming from, keep the connection, and understand why they are as they are, understand why they behave as they behave, understand what is their personal visions, what is their struggles, challenges that they're dealing as a group in the society, understand how they understand their peers, and then work with that. The way you keep the relationship is actually that you still, once you establish the relationship, you still keep it on the youth-friendly way. So you don't become one day a person with a tie from a youth worker. You actually keep the spirit of youth work and you keep the spirit of friendliness, but still keep the enough space for yourself and distance to make a proper authority with young people, so they know where the youth worker stops and where they have to do things on their own. So your role as a youth worker in building a relationship is actually building long-term processes with young people and helping them grow into young adults who are willing to support other young adults, and so on and so on.